Hey, what's up, Lakeside Church? My name's Cole Harper. I am one of the pastors here. There we go. I am bringing you guys the live stream in dry places today. Stumbled across a cool passage in Luke chapter 10. Wanted to bounce off of you guys. There's a really cool kind of center of basic Christian discipleship in Luke chapter 10. And it bears teasing out a little bit. I think the image it put in my mind right at the get-go was, if you remember the first Ghostbusters movie where Bill Murray and the Ghostbusters are in the Grand Hotel and they're shooting Slimer. They're trying to shoot Slimer, but they end up blasting everything, chandeliers and, tables and, place settings and armoires and chairs and all that with their like Ghostbuster proton packs, right? And Bill Murray at one point has to reel everybody in and just basically say, whoa, nice shooting, Tex, because they were hitting everything except the thing that needed to be hit. And that's what Jesus kind of does here in Luke 10 with the 72 disciples he sent out to cast demons out and to proclaim the kingdom of God and so forth. If you look in Luke 10, it says that in verse 17, the 72 returned with joy, saying, Lord, even the demons are subject to us in your name. And he said to them, Jesus, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. Behold, I have given you authority to tread on serpents and scorpions. Those were Jewish euphemisms. Serpents and scorpions were a Jewish euphemism for demonic powers and things of that nature around that time frame. So that's what he means. I'm giving you power to tread on demonic powers and stuff like that. And over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall hurt you. Check what he says in verse 20. Nevertheless, do not rejoice in this. Do not rejoice in this. That's Bill Murray. Whoa, guys. Don't rejoice in the fact that you can kick butt and take names in terms of proclaiming the dethroning of Satan's kingdom. Rather, rejoice that your names are written in heaven. The question for us here actually is, where does your sense of joy and fulfillment come from? Does it come from who you are in Jesus? Your name is written in the book of life, that you'll rule and reign with Jesus forever? Or, honestly, does it come from what you do, how you perform, and how well you execute working in your gifts or your aptitudes? It's not wrong to feel a sense of fulfillment and appropriate utility when God uses you in ways he's foreordained. That's not bad, but rejoicing is a whole nother matter. When we rejoice, when we find our joy in something, here's the thing, it has to be rooted in who you are as a believer in Jesus, not your utility and what you accomplish. Because here's the thing, you can do a lot of things right. I can do a lot of things right. But that doesn't mean my affections and my inner life is anywhere in the ballpark it should be. It doesn't. Jesus himself said, on the last day, there will be those who say to him, Lord, didn't we cast demons out in your name, etc., blah, blah, blah. And Jesus will just say, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. I never knew you. I think as a Christian culture, we celebrate results and getting it right a lot more than doing those things from a healthy and dependent place on the Spirit. So as you go through the rest of this week, maybe it'd be helpful for you guys, I know it would be for me, to do an inventory of where does my sense of fulfillment, joy, and significance come from? Does it come from the stuff I knock out, the home runs I try to hit or whatever? Or does it come from my place as a human being in Jesus, not a human doing? You are a human being, not a human doing. And let Jesus, I'm going to try to do this as well, reel you in to make sure that our heart language is aimed at the right thing, aimed at rejoicing in the right thing, not in the stuff we can pull off, the exploits we can pull off for the kingdom. The disciples were doing really spiritually significant acts and exploits. You think back to the Old Testament. Remember what happened after Babel? God basically disinherited 70 nations and gave them over to be ruled by lesser spiritual beings than God himself as a judgment, right? What you see in Luke 10 is that Jesus' ministry is the announcement that nope, henceforward, all nations will be under the rule of the one true God. And that's why there were, it depends on the manuscript, 70 or 72 disciples sent out, because each one represented or symbolized a people group, a nation that God was reclaiming for himself. So what the disciples were doing here was related to the end of days in a sense. And they came back rejoicing that Jesus' power in dethroning those other spiritual rulers had been seen and exemplified in their ability to cast out demons. And Jesus goes, yeah, that's nice. That's cool. I even saw Satan fall like lightning. You know, guess what? If you bank the affections of your heart on that, you're going to crash. It's not going to work. You have to rejoice that you belong to Yahweh, that he reclaims you. You got to go there, because if you rejoice in anything else, it will end badly. It will absolutely end badly. Results are never worth pursuing if you have to split your soul in half to get them. I don't know if the 72 disciples learned it that day. I know I'm trying to learn it. Maybe you'll try with me. Rejoice that you're his, not in how he uses you. I love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.